This video is for Capricorn Sun and Moon signs, your energy forecast for the month of March 2018. Welcome and greetings. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Welcome to Medium Tarot TV channel. My name is Edward, Psychic Medium, your soul messenger host, assisting us all, including myself, to live, love, and manifest the life that our soul intended for us to live this lifetime. Let's get busy. So it is kind of stormy as I film this, which is why it is dark. It is gray outside, so forgive the darkness. I'm going to suggest for you to watch the main video first, which is titled March 2018 All Signs. I Am My Own Invention. Lost my papa. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go below. I'm going to have the link below there, or you can go to our website link timeline. That video will be there. The theme healing song will be there, and the complete series will be there as well. All right, so let's just jump right in because it's a busy month. So starting right off at the beginning of the month, March 1st, we have a Virgo full moon, and we would have felt this the strongest during the week of February 26th through March 4th. Now, I realize by the time I'm filming this and uploading this, this is in hindsight, but look back. What can I tell you? All right, so Capricorn Sun signs, the universal day energy was the epitome of the element of water. Love, passion, creativity, spirituality. The psychic insight theme for the full moon was energy, energy itself. The energy that you received, which flipped out. There you go, my papa's back. There's a lot of cards that actually flipped out for this video, which is quite interesting. So the card that flipped out for you, and whenever one card flips or jumps out of the deck, or falls out of the deck, which it does more often than you would imagine, I have to acknowledge it. So this is the card of nurturing. That's what I'm getting big time for you. Or it could represent an actual female, because it is the female epitome of the element of fire. So I always feel this could represent your mom, your mother, or a woman that has a loving, nurturing quality, like a mom. But for the most part, I'm going with nurturing energy. So look back at the week of February 26th through March 4th and see who was there for you, basically, and who was not there for you. Who had your back, who didn't have your back. Now, I really mean more like tea and sympathy, someone who would be actually willing to listen to you. That's what I really mean. Lend me your ears, an open ear, which, a lot of people talk, but they don't do very well at listening. It is what it is. So then it could have been an actual female or energy. Yeah, it could have been an actual female that somehow was prominent in your life that week, February 26th through March 4th. But what I'm feeling is more so, because it's a general reading, more so the nurturing energy that you found out that week where, where you need to place your time, energy, and focus in taking better care of yourself, or admitting or acknowledging to yourself who could give two rats' butts about you, your situation. It might be a bitter pill to swallow, but it's an important one to acknowledge. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. But you also could have recognized where or how you need to nurture yourself as well. Now, if you are a female, of course, you could have played that role in someone else's life as well. All right, let's move on. Okay, Capricorn moon signs. March 1st, Virgo full moon. We would have felt it the strongest during the week of February 26th through March 4th. This is being filmed and uploaded late, so you're going to have to look back in hindsight. But it was a very interesting week for you. You both start off not bad, actually. So the day energy was the epitome of the element of water. Love, passion, creativity, spirituality. The psychic insight theme for the Virgo new moon was energy. Energy itself. And the energy that you received is all about tomorrow. So they make a joke, Tomorrowland in Disney. So it's all about tomorrow, all about the future. So you got a glimpse in the very beginning of the month, specifically the week of February 26th through March 4th, perhaps where you need to place your time and your energy. Perhaps you think you need to think more about your future. Future plans, perhaps. Things you want to manifest, create, perhaps. And you might have felt that your emotions were leading you in the direction of the future, or a future direction for yourself. It's all about expansion. Expansion, expansion, expansion. I'm hoping you listen to your emotions, because your emotions were beckoning you to, as Walt would say, keep moving forward. Expansion. It's a very uplifting energy. It's a great way to start the month. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. We might come back to that. All right. Now we're going to move on to the Pisces new moon. All right, let me take out that energy. All right, Pisces new moon occurs on March 17th. Going to feel it the strongest the week of March 14th through the 20th. Okay? I am feeling, at this point, I'm going through sign by sign by sign, that this really is a pivotal week. So, if things aren't happening prior, this week will be very telling. Okay? March 14th through the 20th. Now, this is also important because it has the influence throughout the zodiac month of Aries 2018, which we're going to look at next, March 20th through April 18th. All right. So let's start with the week energy, which is basically the theme of this month. Letting go, endings, releasing, the influence of perhaps. The day energy. The not-so-positive application of this energy is second-guessing ourselves and self-doubt. You have to be careful of that. The positive application of the energy is clearing of the air, arrangements, rearrangements, negotiations, reconciliations, coming to an agreement. The psychic insight theme for the new moon is unconventional energy, going beyond our emotional comfort zone, feeling outside the box, if you will. Now, here you had a card flip out. You had a card flip. Once again, it's for you, Capricorn Sun sign. So, I had to acknowledge it. So you get two energies instead of one for this. So, the first one, the card that ended up for you was the energy of negative waiting time. Waiting for something to happen. It's like, it's a mindset. You have to be careful of this. Things being dragged out. If taken to the extreme, it is despair or depression. Please don't go there. Now, the card that flipped, and I had to take it out, was the energy of, well, it definitely has to do with decisions. So this is major decision time for you. You have to make, well, it's suggested anyway, can't tell you what to do. Highly suggested for you to make a decision this week. March 14th through the 20th. If you hem and haw, you drag your feet, then you're going to disempower yourself. Excuse me. So please don't do that. Now, because of that energy influence of negative waiting time, This is an issue that's been going on for some time. Just didn't show up now. So it really needs your attention. It could have to do with a relationship. It could have to do with the relationship of the past. It could have to do with the relationship that involves a past life, if that's energy that you resonate with. All right. The bottom line, there's a decision you need to make for your emotional happiness. Your emotional happiness. Not someone else. Not the other person. Not the other half. Your emotional happiness. Let me see something. Heck yeah, because if you don't do that this week, this is you with you, acknowledging to yourself. Take a stand, like you're going to be stronger, or you're not going to give in, or you're just going to acknowledge the other person for who they truly are. Maybe they weren't emotionally available. Maybe they weren't physically available, whatever. However, whatever. If you don't tackle it this week, then it's going to cause problems during the month of Aries 2018, which we're going to look into next. March 20th through April 18th. And you don't want it to. So you tackle it now, you'll handle it now. So you're setting a tone of empowerment for you. And when I get to your energy forecast for Aries 2018, it might very well entail you taking back your power or getting in touch with your power, which is a great meditation. All right. So, major decision time. Do not put it off, okay? Not advised. Your emotional happiness is just as important as someone else's, or anyone else's, regardless. If you extended an olive branch or tried to reconcile with someone in the past and it hasn't happened, it's time to let it ride. This is generally speaking, of course. It's not a personal reading, but it's time to let it ride. Or you might give it one more shot and then say, okay, if they don't respond, then I really have to just put it on the shelf, so to speak. Energetically on the shelf. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. All right, Capricorn moon signs. For the Pisces new moon, which falls on March 17th, though we're going to feel it the strongest the week of March 14th through the 20th, and I have discovered doing all these videos thus far that this is a pivotal week, okay, of the month. This is an important week also because it carries the influence throughout the zodiac month of Aries 2018, which we're going to look at next, March 20th through April 18th, okay? So, we start with the universal week energy, which is pretty much the theme of this month. Letting go, let it be, releasing the influence of perhaps endings. The day energy, which is the energy, well, the not so positive application of the energy we have to be careful of is, second guessing ourselves, self-doubt. The positive application of the energy is clearing up of the air, clearing the air, reconciliations, renegotiations, arrangements, agreements. The psychic insight theme for this new moon is unconventional, going beyond our emotional comfort zone, feeling outside the box, and the energy that you receive has to do with, well, we technically call it domestic change. But I feel it's time this week. Let's see. If you take care of it this week, March 14th through the 20th. Then when we get to Aries 2018, which we're going to look at next, March 20th through April 18th, you know where to place your time and or energy when it comes to socializing and networking. Okay? So let's get back to this. So I feel there are options that you have. You might not acknowledge it, though you should. You might not have acknowledged it or recognized it. This is basically a week for you to do a review, but also to do research. Look at your options that you have in your life at this very moment, March 14th through the 20th. Now, of course, it could mean different areas of your life for different people. Just remember that your emotions should be involved. Definitely should be involved. And you're not to talk yourself out of something. You're not to second guess yourself. You're not to self-doubt. And you're not to, basically, what's coming up very strongly, you're not to talk yourself out of something. So you may have had, grand thoughts and ideas in the past, and you poo-pooed it, you put it aside. It's time to review it. Or take it, dust it off, take it off the shelf, and to review this week. So what are your options? What do you want to accomplish in the not-so-distant future? You may or may not be able to do it this month. March is a tricky month, but where do you want to place your time and or energy when it comes to the Aries new moon when we reboot April 15th and beyond? Okay? Look at your options now, this week. March 14th through the 20th. All right. And I'm going to throw this as a possibility for some of you. Do you want to move, or do you want to branch out socially? Because that's what we're going to go into for Aries 2018 next. All right. We'll leave it at that. All right, so let's go now to Aries 2018. Take out that energy. All right. Aries 2018. March 20th, the sun enters Aries. March 20th through April 18th. Capricorn Sun signs we have once again as our weak energy, letting go, releasing the influence of, perhaps, let it be, endings. We have as the day energy, which is the key, stepping back, especially mentally, and allowing things and people to unfold naturally, organically. Let the chips fall where they may, and not to interfere. That's the trick, not to interfere. And if we can pull that off, then things end up being or working in our favor. Because I call this energy escape from difficulty. Okay, it's a trick, I'll admit. Now, the energy that you received has to do with empowerment. So, as we were discussing to make a decision during the Pisces new moon week of February 14th to the 20th, if you did, then you will know where you stand. And I do know of a great guided meditation. It's called Getting in Touch with Your Power. If you need to take back your power from a situation or a person in the past, it's a great meditation. It's helped me. It's helped my clients. It doesn't come from me. I don't make any money from it, but if it's something that you feel would be of assistance to you, I'd be more than happy to pass it on to you. It's $7 a download. I would send you the link. So just drop me an email, or you can go to my website, link contact. You can leave me a message there. There's a form to fill out, okay? Getting in touch with your power is the guided meditation. So this is all about empowerment, okay, this month. But that's why you had to do the review during the week of March 14th to the 20th of a major decision for your emotional happiness. And then, now, as of the March 20th, you know where your power lies, or if you need to take it back. You are probably sensing by now, March 20th, with not having nothing to do with ego, who deserves your time and your energy and focus. Just saying. Are they being reciprocal? You know, the good old art of giving and receiving, we're usually better at one than the other. Guilty. It is what it is. So this is like the evening up of the scales, tipping the scales, more to fair to all, especially yourself. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else I can get from this for you. You're going to be called to step out this month, Aries 2018. Most likely out of your comfort zone. But don't be selfish and hide yourself. Don't hide yourself, okay? Why would you deprive the world of your vision, of your voice? Okay, just saying. All right. All right, now moving on to Capricorn moon signs for the zodiac month of Aries 2018. Sun enters Aries March 20th through April 18th. And we have as our week energy, continuing, endings, letting go, let it be, the influence of perhaps of something or someone. We have as our day energy, which is key, stepping back, especially mentally, and allowing things and people to unfold naturally and organically. And people is highlighted for you at this time, this month. So let people say what they're going to say. Let them do what they're going to do. You don't interfere. That's the trick. And if you can pull that off, I know it's a trick, then things end up working in your favor. Because I call this energy escape from difficulty. And you get the energy of socializing, networking. Okay? So that's why I said it's mostly about people. So that was why you were suggested to do research of where you want to go, energetically and figuratively. Branching out. Definitely feels like a branching out for you of being more social and doing more networking. So, I feel though this should be done in an indirect way because Mercury's going retrograde. And we're already going to be feeling it. Most likely we're going to be feeling it as of the Pisces new moon. March 17th, if not March 14th. So, when I say indirect, this would be a good month for you to investigate, but actually do it, not just investigate. A group that you would like to join. Online, no. Yeah, but it has to be that you actually meet in person once a week or whenever, once a month, whenever. So, of like-minded individuals, and it should be a passion of yours. So it opens you up to socializing and indirectly networking. I'm not feeling that you should go directly for the networking. It should be indirect, should be a byproduct of. Because then you're going to be more yourself. Okay? And I feel you're going to derive more benefit from the group, from the people, be more receptive, all around. All right. So now in hindsight, if you're watching this in advance, for the Pisces New Moon week of March 14th through the 20th, you can start to do your research of a group or organization, doesn't have to be big or small, doesn't matter, that you would like to join and meet up. Preferably in person. I don't think online's going to cut it. Okay? Just saying. Feels more like it should be in person because you're coming out. You're sharing your voice. You're sharing your wisdom. Your message. Okay? All right. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Happy socializing. All right, now moving on to good old Mercury retrograde. Let's take out that energy. All right, Mercury retrograde. The main period is March 22nd through April 15th. I'm sure we're going to feel it at least a week prior. Probably by March 14th or so. Capricorn Sun signs, we have, once again, the universal weak energy of endings, letting go, releasing the influence of, perhaps. Could include people for you. Let's see, let it go, let it be, endings. Okay, the influence of, perhaps. The day energy, which I feel is a blessing in disguise. If you watch the main video, it's problems. Because we're going to find out, and it's a little bit trickier for you, or more involved for you when I get to the energy that you received. Whatever is not working in our lives, and for you it could include people, the universe is going to let you know. Not as a punishment. And the energy that you received, once again, Capricorn Sun, which is like the third time, a card flipped out for you. So I had to acknowledge it. And interestingly enough, as I would say, it's the energy of the past. Now, what makes that interesting is that that's all what Mercury retrograde is, as far as I'm concerned. I have found, much more often than not, during Mercury retrograde time periods, that people pop up from our past, issues pop up for us to understand or get a lesson or review a lesson. It's not punishment. For you, I feel it's going to be, I guess it's 50-50, I guess, but it probably is leaning more towards people, your involvement with people from your past. And did you give your power over to them? Do you need to take it back? That was made evident for Aries 2018, which we're still technically, it runs throughout this Mercury retrograde period. So I think it would be hard-pressed for you not to have someone pop in from your past. If they have passed over, or even if they haven't, you can dream about them. I often have dreams about people from my past during Mercury retrograde, so that's up for grabs as well. I wouldn't think too much of it, but it is for a reason, okay? It's important, not as punishment, It's important to recognize the role that we played. Because sometimes, we aided and abated. For the good, the bad, the wise, and the wicked, we might not have wanted to do that, but, we have to see the role that we played so we don't repeat it in the future. Growth, evolution, growing pains. All right. So, boy, do you get to review your past. You don't have to do anything. You just have to sit back, make popcorn, and the show must go on. The show will happen. You don't have to do anything about it with this energy. So, lessons that you've learned from your past. You keep the good. You let go of the stuff that isn't so good. You don't want to repeat certain things. Your involvement in, enrollment in, okay. Not a punishment. Remember, it's not a punishment. And in essence, this is a clearing. And in essence, helping you with your empowerment. And, for some of you, you might have to acknowledge that you're a badass. And did you, perhaps for some of you, since this is coming up, have you let other people take the credit? If that's the case, that's part of taking back your power, getting in touch with your power, and taking credit, getting, acknowledging yourself and your power, your abilities. Okay? All right. It should prove to be a very interesting time period for you with that energy popping up. All right. And Capricorn moon signs, for Mercury retrograde, this is the main period. March 22nd through April 15th. I'm sure we're going to feel it a week prior, if not March 14th or so. So we have once again, as our universal weak energy, endings, letting go, the influence of, let it be. The day energy, which is if you saw take a cough drop. The day energy, which is if you saw the main video, I feel this time period of Mercury retrograde is a blessing in disguise because the energy is problems, and the universe is going to let us know who or what, quite frankly, does not deserve our time and energy and focus, or it's a bad investment of our time and energy. Okay. The energy that you received is an emotional energy. Has to do with, do you see the glass half empty or half full? Okay. That's what's coming up. All right, so let's see. Now, you're suggested, right, to go out and about and socialize, and specifically socialize, but we network would be indirectly for Aries 2018, right? So you're not to give two rats butt of what people think about you, and that that could be a toughie for some people. I've been there, done that. Everybody has an opinion, just like everyone has a butt that they sit on. Okay, doesn't make it right. Some people are going to be flapping their gums. Let them. Okay? There was a saying is give them energetically. Give them enough rope and let them hang themselves. If they want to make a fool of themselves, let them. Sit down and enjoy the show. Don't get involved. But this has to do more with how you feel about yourself. How good or not that you feel about yourself. And being strong, not physically, it's emotionally, quite frankly, it's emotionally for you. So, do you expect great things, or do you expect the floor to drop out from underneath you? Right? So, you might want to shift it if it's not wonderful or positive. Okay? Yeah. Because otherwise we just end up attracting exactly what we have going on within, which is what I call the sense of security within. Self-worth, self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence. So we can do and say all the right things, but if we're iffy in here, wobbly in here, that's what we attract. Including people, by the way. All right. So, this is not a punishment, but this is to see where you lie emotionally. And do you see the glass half empty or half full? Okay? All right. I'll leave it at that. That's enough preaching. All right, now moving on to the Libra full moon. Okay, let's take out that energy. Okay. There's a howling wind out there. Okay. So, the Libra full moon, the second full moon, the blue moon, if you will, March 31st. Then we're going to feel it the strongest during the week of March 28th through April 3rd. Okay? This week is a potentially tense week. Okay? And it could be, quite frankly, potentially frustrating for you. Okay? I'm going to get to why. But first, it's going to be hard-pressed, and make sure you're not one of them. It's going to be hard-pressed for us not to know someone or someone around us that's either going to freak out this week. So we're talking the week of March 28th through April 3rd. Freak out, have a temper tantrum, have a diva fit, high-maintenance fit. Yeah, okay. Now, what's interesting about this week, not that that isn't interesting, March 28th through April 3rd, is that it's connected to the Pisces new moon week of March 14th through the 20th. So, what came to be or did not, that was supposed to, during that week of March 14th to the 20th, we could receive additional information about it, or rise to the surface, or be revealed this week. March 28th through April 3rd, because that's typically what a full moon does. Okay. So let's get to it. So the week energy is thoughts of aggravation and or strife, or joy rapture. The day energy, which is the key, is the inner GPS system, the inner guidance system, inner calm, connecting with our higher self, meditating. Meditating is highly recommended this week. The psychic insight theme, which is the same energy that was the day energy for the Pisces new moon, which connects us, is that energy of the not so positive application, and you really have to be careful of this week, is second guessing yourself and self-doubt. Okay? When I get to your energy, you're going to figure out why. The positive application of the energy would be clearing of the air. Reconciliations, renegotiations, agreements, arrangements. The energy that you receive is a pause. So this is a tense week to begin with, and then you get the energy of pause. So you're going to be like looking around like, what the frack is happening? What's going on? Why is my life on hold? Okay? Well, let's figure that out. Generally speaking, of course. What have you not dealt with yet? So we're talking as of March 28th through April 3rd. What have you not dealt with since February 26th? See, starting out, right? So what have you not dealt with since then? Now's the time to deal with it. You can do it behind closed doors. You can do it with yourself, me, myself, and I, all three of you in the mirror. That's fine. But if there is ever an agreement or reconciliation that needs to be had, it's with yourself, okay? That's number one first, yourself. Do you need to be a better friend to yourself? Do you need to take better care of yourself? Do you need to meditate? Do you need to chill out? Do you need to relax? Quite possible. Because the universe might be saying, whoa, you're going to slow down whether you like it or not. So if you're used to going, going, this week it's actually suggested for you, highly suggested for you, to slow down. Pace yourself. Delegate if you can. Not go out as much that you would normally, depending on what you have going on this week. Chill out at night, perhaps. Relax at night, perhaps. Do something that de-stresses you, perhaps. Wouldn't be a bad idea. This is not a punishment, but this is sort of like a review, how well you have done with yourself since February 26th. Okay? All right. Let's see if there's anything else I can get for you. If you're not taking care of yourself properly, the universe is going to say, do that, get over it, and do it. All right? All right. It's all right. It's all right. All right. It's not a punishment. All right. Capricorn moon signs. For the Libra full moon, which technically falls on March 31st, though we're going to feel it the strongest March 28th through April 3rd. This energy is connected to the Pisces new moon. So things that happened or didn't happen, or people that didn't follow through, things that went down or didn't go down that were supposed to, during the week of March 14th through the 20th, we could very likely get additional information this week, March 28th through April 3rd. Information being revealed, uncovered, rising to the surface, if you will, because that's very typical of full moons, okay? Very well. So the universal week energy is thoughts of aggravation and or strife, called joy rapture. The day energy, which is the key, is the inner GPS system, inner calm, inner guidance system, connecting with our higher self, meditation. And actually, I'm going to give you a suggested meditation for you. And the psychic insight theme for this full moon is the same energy that we had as the day energy for the Pisces new moon, which connects us, is that energy of we have to be careful of second-guessing ourselves and self-doubt. The positive application of that energy is clearing of the air, reconciliations, renegotiations, arrangements, agreements. The energy that you receive is the inner child. So I do know of a great guided meditation. It's called Magical Child, to connect with your inner child. So if that's something that you would like to investigate this week and beyond, just send me an email. You go to our website, link contact. You can send me a message there. There's a form there to fill out. And I'll send you the link, and it should still be $7 a download. I do not make any money from it, but it's a great meditation. And if you have issues of abandonment or abuse of any kind, it's not only physical, it could be mental or emotional, when you were a child in your youth, I do know of another source of meditations that I can point you in the direction of. It's more than $7 because it's a series of meditation, but that's if you really need to do like a rescue, a deep healing with your inner child. There is no judgment. It is what it is. Okay. But your inner child has the key. And if you do work with your inner child this week, March 28th through April 3rd, and of course you can go beyond, you will know exactly where you're going or what you need to do and what your next move is. That would be your reward. Sounds good to me. So it's highly suggested. Now I'm going to give you other ways that you could connect with your inner child, but I'm going to say that this is a tense week and it's probably not going to cut the mustard, as the saying goes, because it's going to be hard-pressed this week, actually, for us not to know someone or have someone around us have a temper tantrum, freak out, diva fit, high maintenance fit, okay, crap storm. It's going to be very difficult for us not to experience it. We don't want to get involved in anybody's crap storms, and we don't want to have our own. So your key is your inner child, okay? Just saying. So other ways to connect, though I don't think it's going to be enough this week, to connect with our inner child would be to spend time with animals or animal companions, because there's so much mind energy going on this week. Spend time with children, younger folk, 25 or younger. And though this would not be a bad idea, but not to replace the meditation, but to do things that you used to enjoy when you were younger, whatever, depending, your youth. That's definitely a good idea. But it should not replace the meditation, because this is a very tense week. Just saying. All right. Oh, there you have it. So have fun with your inner child. I've had, some interesting experiences with my inner child where he was quite peeved at me. But I took care of it. All right. Now, your overall message. All right. So, it's dark out. It's actually stormy out, so forgive the lack of light. This is coming from the Vice Versa Tarot. Beautiful tarot deck. Okay. And you received the Seven of Swords. So, all right. Thank you, light. So you have at least a fighting chance to see the card, because it's a dark card, and it's dark out. I mean, dark in the image. So that's the front. Seven of Swords. And this is the back. Without the glare. No? Okay. I'm doing my best. It's hard. It's difficult to see. I know. Sorry. All right. So, if you're a subscriber on our e-newsletter list, there we go. And you still can just if you're watching on YouTube, there's going to be a link below, or you can go to our website, link contact or readings, either one, and you can subscribe. You could go to our YouTube channel, the video underneath, leave a comment. Leave a comment of what you think this card represents for you this month, and you will receive a mini message from Spirit, which is one of the many perks and benefits that you receive from being on our e-newsletter list, including updates, what's going on with me, videos, services, what Spirit wants to relate to us collectively, and an automatic discount. And there is a sale going on for March. All right, so By the way, that card that I just showed you, the Seven of Swords, flipped out once again. Like, you know, I'm mixing up the cards for each category using a full deck, so things could be repeated if need be. That card popped out, and that energy is related to the Mercury retrograde period. And the main period is March 22nd through April 15th. And I'm titling, so that's going to be a very key time period for you. March 22nd through April 15th. I'm titling this video for you, Strategy. Excuse me. That is kind of very much a Capricorn energy. Though I'm feeling that it's time for you to strategize. So you most likely may or may not be able to accomplish much this month physically, because it's just the energy of the month. But come the Aries new moon, when we reboot, according to the system that I utilize, April 15th, okay, you re-strategize now for then, okay? Then when we reboot, we start anew, the new zodiac year, according to my calculations of 2018. You're ready for Freddy. You're ready for action. So I am feeling that this is a month of strategy for you, re-strategizing and planning. No other way to put it than that. Okay? All right. So let me say in closing, thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. If you have any questions or comments, lost my popper, drop them below, especially if you're watching on YouTube. And do whatever you feel. If you feel to subscribe to our e-newsletter list, do that. If you feel to subscribe to our YouTube channel, do that. If you like a psychic reading session with myself and my guides, you can do that. Whatever feels best to you. So I hope you have a great month, and we hope to see you real soon. Thanks, and take care, and have a good month. Bye for now.